Welcome back to Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. Last time we completed our first Fog of War chapter, relatively free of issues, and this time we're heading out to Renval, where Erika's brother is imprisoned, or so she thinks. Before we head out, there's one thing that I need to make clear. If you want to do any shopping or preparations, now is your last chance to do so for a little while. Once we enter this next chapter, we'll have to do chapters 7 and 8 without a chance to go back to the map in between. You do get to save between the two chapters, unlike certain instances in Fate, so that's good. But you will not be able to do any further map visits between them. So, you need to make sure that your items are all in order. So I'm going to put the Orion's Bolt in the convoy because I don't need that. And I'm also going to convoy my Torch Stars because they're going to be useless in this next chapter as it's not Fog of War. Where's Molded? Yeah, I'm going to convoy his. And I'm also going to go ahead and trade that one to Natasha because I'm mostly going to be using her from this point on. That Iron Axe, let's see, I don't really know if Ross needs that at this point. I can probably put that in the convoy. And any other items that we need to, yeah, let's just put the torch in. Something that I also want to do here is I'm going to give Seth's Steel Sword to Erika, because she might be able to use a stronger weapon at this point. Okay, yeah, Colum kind of needs a free inventory. You might notice that stock thing at the top. You can only hold a total of 100 items in storage. That's actually not that many, especially once you start having your inventory clogged with weapons with almost no uses yet, like what always happens to me. So, yeah, I might need to throw away some of these antitoxins eventually. They can sometimes save your life in certain situations, but yeah, I don't find them really all that useful. I'm going to keep that pure water for now. So, let's just see if there's any weapons that I can get now. Iron Slim Steel. Doesn't really seem like there's any particularly amazing weapons. I think I'm fine for the time being as far as weapons go. Yeah, Ross is fine, Franz has enough, Loot's got enough. Yeah, Joshua's got enough. Yeah, I think we're fine. So, let's go. And fortunately, it's actually not that hard. This chapter is kind of a breather, I find, and there's really not that much to say about it. It's pretty simple. There's exactly one new feature that's introduced here. But there's our destination. Other than that, it's pretty much just a rush through the enemies to the end. Huh, lakes. Funny thing is, we happen to have someone who can walk on water. When they say difficult to assault, they probably weren't thinking about pirates. And because this is effectively the end of Act 1, everyone who's joined so far is going to say a line. Well, Franz gets certainly more than one line. I like this moment. We actually do need things stolen. And there is a way that she can help too. Of course not. Well, Joshua's pretty genre savvy. And so that's everyone. And with that, straight to the point, we begin the chapter. Now, yeah, I'm gonna Mulder's still useful here, but I'm going to drop him for a second because this is going to sound weird. I'm going to bring Naomi here, and yes, that's how you pronounce it. I should have known that. It's like Naomi, but anyway. This seems complete insanity, but there is a method to my madness. So, like I said, this map is pretty much just a straight rush to the end. It's really not all that complicated. Some of the enemies here have slightly stronger weapons than we're used to, but for the most part, nothing too significant except this guy right here. We don't want to kill this guy. He has an energy ring here, but we won't get that if we kill him. This is another one of those steel-only items. So we have to have Column Seal it. This guy, however, will drop his pure water. And the boss here, the Mori, will drop his Knight's Crest. One of those guys has a slim lance. Never really noticed that before. It's not really going to make him any better. What use is a light weapon when you only have 3 speed? Anyway, though, this is the main new mechanic introduced here, ballistas. So, this archer right here, you might notice, has a really, really big range. Also, that attack power of 12 is actually a lie. It's really 14. You won't be able to tell that until he gets into the ballista, which he won't do until someone enters his range. Do not under any circumstances have Vanessa fly into that range, because she will most likely get one-shotted by it. Yeah, ballistas are very, very irritating. However, there's a free ballista up here, and any archer can hop in one and use it. Hence why I brought Navy here. Even though it's not going to be that useful, I just want to show it off. So, I'm also going to have Ross go up here to cover her as she heads to the ballista, because he might be able to go across the water later as well. Now, Joshua will actually be deployed fairly far forward, as will Colum. And Franz too. That should be enough, so let's go. You kind of expect a different map theme here, but it's still the same one. This is one of the last times we get to hear this though, so take it in while you still can. Alright, let's see. That Thunder Mage can be a little annoying. Here though, since Navia's not going to be getting to that ballista for a while, I'm going to have her visit this house. The houses in this chapter are actually pretty unhelpful. All they do is just give you a bit of extra lore. You'd think that at least one of them would explain how ballistas work, but they actually don't. Seems like everyone's plotting behind the general's backs at this point. A couple of soldiers here, nothing that we can't handle, but there's a few fighters over here, so Joshua's going to be great for taking them out. I just realized that if I'd had loot start there, she could have hit that guy right off the bat. That is actually really irritating. Oh well. Guess I'm just going to have to use Franz. I still like this song, though. Yeah, no, it's Distant Roads. I was just thinking, yeah, it's called Distant Roads. Again, there are... Some people think that it was supposed to be Lynn's second map theme in Blazing Sword, which I guess to some extent would make sense. I can kind of picture this song being used for Lynn. But it really has a Sacred Stones-y, if that's even a word, feel to me, though. It's just... All the music in Sacred Stones I just really like in general. It's actually one of the reasons why I like this game so much, is just the soundtrack. I don't know, I do really like it. And so we get a quick cut to this guy. Show them the might of the Mari Brigade. We know neither friend nor foe, only destruction. If you get those references, and I will be making more of them later, you are awesome. Yeah, Franz is gonna need healing. But at this point, we're getting around the level 10 mark on most people. And in fact, this means that Franz could actually promote right here, if I wanted to, because the boss has a Knight's Crest. I know technically you don't need to promote at level 20, especially not in a game like this, where enemy stats are relatively low overall. It's just a thing of mine. I just like doing it because I don't like missing out on levels. So yeah, that guy there is annoying, and unfortunately the hatchet has almost no uses left. No! We're gonna have to say goodbye to it soon. And I'm pretty sure you never get another one. I forget if a secret shop sells them or not. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I know that battle axes, which is another type of axe that's unique to this game, they get sold in secret shops. And yeah, Nami's gonna have to stay there. 4. Something tells me that you got more defense than you did in the last time I attempted this chapter. For now, I'm just going to have Vanessa grab her, just so that we can get her to that quickly. And, yeah, like I said, Franz needs healing, so Joshua is going to have to take on these guys, which is actually totally fine. And that mage there, I'll need to keep an eye on his range, because I don't want to lure him with someone who has 1 to 2 range, because I need to swipe his item. Actually, let me just... Yeah, definitely. Colin has more than enough speed to steal from him. But yes, I do have to be a bit careful of Colin, because there is the ballista coming up. Full health Colin can tank hits from it pretty well, but if he's not full health, that could be a problem. I was about to say you have no chance of hitting Joshua, but you actually do. Even then, 24 under true hit is pretty much nothing. Still getting quite a lot of experience from enemies here. Another level 10, and yeah, no strength is probably fine. 10 strength is pretty crazy for this point. And you're attacking from the forest, of course you are. Well, I'm attacking from a mountain. And that hatchet, I'm about to lose it. No! Okay, at least a few people are advancing. And thankfully Ross is so lucky that he doesn't have a chance of being critical by that guy. And that's going to help out a lot. Almost leveled up there. And a pure water that I don't need. Because that would have been useful while we were fighting that mage, but not now that he's gone. Okay. So yeah, if you want to see why rescuing can make things bad, that's why. Well, at least the slim lands means she doesn't get doubled. Let's see if I can hit him. Okay, good idea, that's fine. And let's also see if I can get speed. I doubt it, but maybe. I can dream. I mean, that wasn't speed, but that wasn't bad. Guess I'm having a slower, tankier Ross this time. And now I can just drop Namie over there. I'm still going to need Vanessa over here, though, because I'm going to try and do some interesting things with Ross at this point. Let's see, though. Yeah, unfortunately, Loot isn't great at fighting those mages, which is kind of bizarre, but it's just how things are at this point. There's an Axeman and an Archer around there, so... And, yeah, you'll get hit pretty hard by that mage. Actually, just out of range. And that's not exactly reliable. Also got to keep an eye on that guy, because his range does extend pretty far. Only 3 uses of that left. Yeah, maybe let's not do that. Do I risk attacking that? Okay, because if he takes 5, and then he takes 5 again, that's 10. And then with Weapon Triangle Advantage, that guy's definitely going to do more than... Okay, that guy can't reach there. He's definitely going to do more than 13, so... I suppose instead we can haul up on this forest here, and... Single archer attacking Loot is actually not terrible. I would like to heal Joshua, but I don't want Natasha getting hit, especially not with that ballista in the area. She can survive one hit from the ballista, but she will not be able to survive one hit from the archer as well as the ballista. If I go there, the archer's probably going to go for Erica. Or I could just stick Seth here. Okay, going for Joshua. Yeah, I had a feeling he was safe. And I was totally banking on you doing that. Oh, that's annoying. I was not banking on that happening. Admittedly, I do like how the enemy AI prioritizes attacking from favorable terrain. I mean, it's annoying, but at least it's actually pretty smart. Okay, I'm just gonna go for 14 damage here. Well, hopefully 14 damage. Oh, yeah, you are getting very annoying. I don't like you anymore. I never liked you to begin with, but I dislike you even more now. I can't resist doing this. Wow, and a crit too, without even the killing edge. Yeah, Joshua's kind of crazy for this point in the game. Ah, oh, well, that was kind of to be expected. I mean, all of his good stats are high enough at this point that it's not really that bad. Okay, if I am going to go for this, then I'm going to need to heal loot. Something also to note about this chapter, it might really seem like there are going to be some, but there are no reinforcements here. Turns out there's actually a plot reason for that. But in general, this chapter is a bit of a breather. Since when did the 313 Archer reincarnate as a random Grotto soldier? No, really, since when did he reincarnate as a random Grotto soldier? This guy, I really, really, really hate you now. I'm gonna javelin you in the face, and you're probably gonna dodge again. Congratulations! You are now so infuriatingly good that— What?! Thank you! Oh my— Okay! That guy is officially in my Hall of Fame of irritating enemies. Please tell me Luke's not in ballista range. She is not, okay. But yeah. Oh, wow. Seriously, that was really, really annoying. I did not expect that to happen. So, let's just take him up. And I ended her turn. Okay. Yeah. Well, what? I'm completely losing it now. Take, drop. Okay, I can use that ballista again next turn. I need to calm down. That archer just... Why? Okay, ride. Now that Naomi is in this, I can now shoot the ballista. It only has 5 ammo, though. But I can shoot it at these guys if I want. You can still move while you're in a ballista. It can't cross forest, though, so really I can't shoot anyone besides these two. Unless I lured these enemies over here for some reason, but yeah, don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to go ahead and grab Ross and fly him up over the lake, because even though Ross can walk on water, he can't walk on cliffs. So these cliffs will actually block him from going in the water. If he was on this river, though, he could still go in the water just fine. So we're approaching the point where the ballista is going to be an issue. Seriously, you'd think reinforcements would come from here or something, but they don't. And here's another very, very unhelpful house. Just telling us stuff we already know from playing 5X. And old people stereotypes. Okay. Right. I need to lure that guy. Alright, yeah, that square right there. I remember that one from practice. That square here is not in range of the magic users, but is in range of both of them, and I'm going to go ahead and lure them both with an Iron Lance. And then there's that guy. I'm going to present him with... Column in the Woods generally can't get hit by the Ballista, but I don't want to speak too soon. I really don't want to speak too soon. My intention here is to present the Ballista with a more tempting target than Franz. Even though I don't think he'll do much damage to Franz anyway. Natasha almost another level. And that's our first loss of a weapon so far. I hope that motorcycle from outside doesn't pick up in the recording. Okay, getting Column into position to swipe that ring. Lure those two. Don't put loot in range of the Ballista. Actually... No, I kind of like the experience on Natasha. And oh no, I'm putting my main lord in range of a Ballista. Whatever will I do? So yeah, funny story. When I played FE7 for the very first time, in Lloyd's version of Four Fang Defense, I hadn't trained Lyn. So, okay, here's a Ballista. And yeah, it missed. So, a Ballista Bolt, and it's a Fog of War chapter, by the way. A Ballista Bolt came out of nowhere and one-shotted Lyn. That was the last time I avoided training a Lord. Yeah. It's funny, I recently saw a video that was like Fire Emblem pitfalls for new players and stuff like that. I mean, I don't want to say all that much, because, I mean, it's not my personal playstyle. It was more the sort of efficiency or tier list playstyle, which there's nothing wrong with if you like that kind of thing. It's just not really my kind of thing. But one thing that I did actually kind of disagree with it when it comes to new players is it was saying that don't think that always training your lords is a good idea, because there are some lords who aren't that great, like Eliwood, who it might be a liability to train them. And they said that it's trivial to protect the lords if they're untrained. The issue that I take with that is, that's easy to say if you know the game. But if you're a newcomer and have never played the game before, there are many times when reinforcements will spawn right from the start of the map, or when there'll be bolting or ballista enemies from Fog of War when you couldn't have possibly known they were there. And at times like those, having not trained lords can really work against you, because if you don't know that there's a random bolting mage in the middle of a Fog of War map and you haven't trained Lyn, let's say, and she gets hit by bolting and gets one-shotted, it still stands that if you trained her, that wouldn't have happened. So that's why I always train my lords. And why I still recommend that people always train lords. Yeah, if you know exactly what's coming, it's not hard to keep them protected, but if you're a new player, you will not know exactly what's coming. Speaking of knowing exactly what's coming, I need to make sure, how much damage will that guy do? You've got a bit of a crit rate on you as... I don't like that at all. But technically speaking, Joshua's in an even worse position, because he has worse luck, but he's probably has higher evasion. Let's try luring with Joshua, and let's just maximize evasion. I will just stress, I really do not mean any kind of diss to videos like that. If you're playing with efficiency in mind, those are all great tips. It's, again, just, it's not how I personally play. Let's just shoot more ballistas. This is really unnecessary, I'm just kind of demoing how ballistas work. There are not many maps in this game that have ballistas. Like, really not that many maps at all. Okay, if I drop Ross off there, he'll be forced to break his hatchet against that archer, I think. So that might not be a great idea. Alternatively, I could just try dropping him down here, but that runs the risk of luring you in, maybe? I don't know. Actually, I'm just gonna drop him in the river here. That sounds weird, but Ross can swim, unlike everyone else here. I guess technically speaking, that's closer. Oh yeah, I should probably show this. That guy in the ballista has 14 attack power now that he's in the ballista. He had, well, depends on how lucky or unlucky I got with his stat rolls. He might have more, he might have less. And I was using the Iron Axe anyway, so that's fine. Because before he had, last time I checked this, he had 6 strength and, wait a minute. I checked his actual attack power before and he had 12, so I am right, he has 12. Which means he has 6 strength because the iron bow is 6 might. Thought you'd be going for Natasha, and you missed anyway, and she's not even on a forest. Oh yeah, also, first time I played FE7, I remember Lucius in Lynn's story got killed by a ballista. So yeah, that's 6 and 6, normally it's 12, but because of the ballista it's 14. Which means that ballistas would have 2 more attack, so yeah, like 8. There are different types of ballistas, I'm not sure if all of them are in this game though. I know there are killer ballistas, those things are terrifying. But, let's go ahead and yoink your energy ring. Which, you can only get that by stealing, obviously, so good to have that. And you aren't doubling, which is a shame. Once loot does start doubling, things get really crazy. Okay, Erica does exactly enough. That's not bad, actually. If she gets hit, I'm gonna have to heal her, because that ballista will kill her, and I wouldn't take my advice of not letting lords get killed by ballistas. Bolting is even more annoying to lords in FE6 when they just threw that at Roy all the time, and Roy was stuck unpromoted for 80% of the game. I don't like Roy at all. Yeah. I know that Roy's very popular in Smash Brothers, but if you've actually played FE6, just not being stuck unpromoted until 3 chapters before the end of the game makes you kind of a liability. And the sad part is, once he promotes, he's actually really good, but that's more to do with how ridiculously overpowered the Binding Blade is than how good he is. I'm going on random tangents here, but there's not that much else to say about this chapter. It's pretty basic. Yeah, the Binding Blade. A weapon so good that an untrained Roy can solo the final boss. As a bit of slight foreshadowing here, the final boss of this game I consider to be the 3rd most pathetic final boss in Fire Emblem. It really says something that I only consider them the 3rd most pathetic, because FE6s and FE5s are even worse. And Fire Emblem is not a series known for challenging final bosses. But that's getting way ahead of myself. That was pretty lucky. Speaking of lucky, in my practice run, hint hint, Ross actually did gain speed. Yes! 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 Thank you! He should have more speed than this by now, but still, thank you. Yeah, I might as well just get this guy with Ross. Yeah, I'll just make sure. There we go. The water actually gives 10 evasion, so if you're a pirate, attacking from the water is a good idea, as you'd probably expect. Okay, I actually kind of want to lure that guy with someone who hopefully won't obliterate him, even if it means enduring another round of ballista fire, because I would kind of like Luke to get a little more experience. And I don't... Oh, if she goes here, she won't get attacked by the fighter anyway, so I guess it's fine if she does that. Joshua, I'm going to send her around there. I need Erica to get going because she has to seize. Okay, if he equips the Iron Sword, guy has 7 speed, and he has 13, so I definitely have... I have almost double his speed, so definitely going to be doubling him. And only 4 defense. Yeah, I think I'll probably hold off on sending Franz up there. I just want to see if Luke can do this. And I don't need Colin for anything more in this chapter. There was a funny thing that I tested in practice. I was thinking that if I stole the boss's Knight's Crest, then the next thing in his... Oh, by the way, this ballista is useless now because there's no enemies in range of it. I guess I can demonstrate ballistas can move, but there's nothing for you to do in the ballista, so just get out of it. But yeah, I thought that if I stole the boss's Knight's Crest, that... And, well, there's no one to heal the healer, but... So yeah, if I stole the boss's Knight's Crest, that the next item in his inventory would become droppable, that is not true. Believe me, I tried that. He won't drop either of these weapons, no matter what happens. So that's a shame. And the cool thing about this is that he's not going to be able to counterattack. You have a steel axe though, which doesn't... but Luke has 3 defense, she'll survive. Also, yeah, as you probably can already tell, no battle animations for ballistas, but in FE6, ballistas did have battle animations, and I'm pretty sure the ballista battle animations are still in this game, they're just unused, which is kind of weird. Because I've seen a lot of unused content, either, like, pages or videos that show the ballista animations from FE7 and 8. It's weird, though, that they exist in 6 and they didn't use them for 7 and 8. But, I mean, I guess you don't really need to... Just had a thought. Oh, hey, he can do it. I was thinking for a second he might not have been able to, but just in case I put Colin to getting a little bit more speed, because he's gonna need at least 14 by a certain point, although if he's not there, the other thief we get can handle a certain job. Didn't even gain speed. And yeah, the blister's gone, so Natasha is completely safe. But yeah, at this point, there's really not that much else to say about this chapter. It's really not that interesting from this point. Please double, that'd be great. Hey, you're doubling, nice. Probably because the guy's a steel axe, which are so heavy that there are barely any actual axe users who don't get weighed down by it. I would kind of like... And victory is near music, but I would kind of like Luke to be able to fight the boss at least once, so I'm going to have to do this. Oh, hey, Seth can actually go back here and take it. But yes, the Mori is our only enemy left, and he has a steel sword as well as a javelin, so he's got quite a bit of weapon, well, sort of weapon triangle coverage, but he can also... I think Ross... Oh, actually, no, wait, if Ross uses the hand axe, he still gets doubled. Yes, he does, yeah. I was thinking that 1 point of speed Ross gained stopped him from being doubled, but that was not true at all. Who can I... Oh, heal for... I might as well. Every bit of experience counts. Healing people for 1 HP. How I often grind healers in these games. Yeah, there's not really going to be a way to do a decent rescue chain here. That's not in his range. Yeah, that's definitely not in his range. I suppose Joshua could try and weaken him a bit. Erica's already level 9, but her rapier will do pretty effectively. Yeah. Luna's the only one who's still level 7, so I'd like her to at least get 1 shot on the boss. Another thing that I'm kind of sad they've dropped in the series, Victory is near themes. Our ballista have failed? How could this be? I guess it's up to me and my Thunderflop! Unlike the awesome one, this Murray is indeed a fat, pathetic weakling. And probably not fat, but I wanted to use this full quote. You aren't equipping a javelin, which means Luke can get a free shot in on you. And that means Erica doesn't have weapon triangle disadvantage. which means her rapier will be able to hit more effectively. Ooh. I might not even need the rapier now that I think about it. Okay, that was weird. Lute's supposed to have bad skill. I guess I'm getting blessed in that regard. Getting kind of balanced stats all around, but that magic and hopefully speed will be getting better. And I think I'll... Should I heal Joshua? Or let's see how disastrously there's a... Whoa, okay, that's bad. I do need the rapier. Okay. I don't think he'll kill her, even if... Oh, and I can't move Natasha next to the boss anyway, because the boss will kill her with the javelin. So, I have to take this kind of gamble. It's really not much of a gamble with Erica. Although, anything can happen with that reincarnation of the 313 Archer that just showed up. There we go. You did not hear the triumphant horn section of your own triumph? That's... Oh, that is really irritating. Especially from a boss, but yes. That guy did not hear the triumphant horn section of his own triumph. He heard the horns of failure. Okay, anybody here need healing, even a tiny bit? Really? No one? Really, everyone except Natasha is at full health here. That's unfortunate. I have to just seize now. So, yeah, like I said, that chapter is actually pretty simple and nothing all that. Apart from the ballistas, just... Overall, just run to the end. Who could that be? Yeah, it's an enemy ambush. Or is it? Huh. Something doesn't look right with this guy. Since we saw him last time, there seems to be something a little off about his portrait. Yeah, Erica's noticing it too. So, with that, this chapter is over, and I'm not going to save over this file just yet, because the title of the next chapter is going to spoil what happens next, although you've probably guessed already. So, with that, I'll see you next time, and as you can see here, well, actually, you can't see this just yet, we won't be able to go to the world map, we'll be heading straight into Chapter 8. So, see you next time when we get right to the action.